Hi friends, let me introduce I am Chauhan Sudharani pursuing second year CEC from TTWREIS Girls Asifabad. So today my subject is commerce. Before entering into my topic friends, let me ask some of the questions to you all. Are you ready friends? Yes, the first one is in human beings life, what is the precious thing that they were using? Yes, they were using the money. So friends, for what purpose we are using the money? Yes, we are using the money for trading purpose, business purpose, education purpose, industrial purpose, etc. For every purpose we are using the money. So friends, from where we get the money? Yes, we get the money from bank. So friends, nowadays which sector is developing a lot? Yes, the service sector is developing a lot. While asking all these questions, friends, can you guess what my topic is about? Yes, my topic is about banking services. Do you know friends what is meant by banking services? Yes, banking service means retail or a commercial deposit or a lending, business, asset management and all other services which is provided by the bank is known as banking services. So friends, do you know from where the word bank is derived? Yes, the word bank, it is a Latin word. So the Italian peoples were emerged this word as an banco. So friends, can you guess what is meant by banco? Banco is nothing but bench or table. So bench or table, in those days the banking service system is through bench or table only it's going on. So friends, now let us learn what is the evolution of world banking system. Do you know friends, when was the first bank was started in the world? Can you guess? Yes, the first bank was started in the world in the year 1157. So friends, can you guess what is the name of the bank? So the name of the bank is Bank of Venetia. So friends, once observe the picture which is displaying on the slide. Are you observing the picture? What is in the picture? Yes, in those days in 1157 the banking service is going on like this process. There is a manager and there is a customers. The customers were depositing the money in the bank and the manager is lending the money. So on those days the banking service is through the bench or table process. So the picture explains about the bench or table process which is going on those days. So friends, do you know which person was established the banking system overall the worldwide? Can you guess? Yes, the person named as 𝗳𝗧, he has established the world banking system overall the worldwide. So he was established in the year 12th century itself. In 12th century he has established the Bank of Venetia. So he belongs to an Italy. So the Italian people were emerged the banks overall the worldwide in the 12th century itself. So friends, next let us learn what is the evolution of Indian banking system. So friends, we are the Indians. We must and should know what is the history of our banking system. So friends, can you guess when was the first bank was started in the India? Can you guess? Yes, the first bank was started in the year 1770. So friends, do you know what is the name of the bank? Yes, the name of the bank is Bank of Hindustan. So friends, once observe the picture which is displaying on the slide. So that is the Bank of Hindustan in those days itself. So friends, this is the first bank which was started in the India. So friends, let us learn other three major banks. So the central government, one of the central government has decided to establish the another three major banks. One is an Bank of Bengal. So friends, do you know when was the Bank of Bengal was established? Yes, the Bank of Bengal was established in the year 1806 in Calcutta. So second one is an Bank of Bombay. So friends, do you know when was the Bank of Bombay was established? Yes, the Bank of Bombay was established in the year 1840 at Bombay. So friends, the third one is an Bank of Madras. So friends, do you know when was the Bank of Madras was established? Yes, the Bank of Madras was established in the year 1843 at Madras. So these three major banks were also known as presidency banks. So after establishing of the first bank, Bank of Hindustan and other 3 major banks, Bank of Bengal, Bank of Bombay, Bank of Madras, there is a lot of financial problem was there in the First World War, which was started in the year 1914 to 1918. So in this First World War, these 4 banks supported the financial problem. So there is a depth of the financial problem in this the First World War. So then the Hetterian Commission, one of the commission named as an Hetterian Commission, was established. Only the one central bank in the India. Can you guess what is the name of the bank, friends? Yes, the name of the bank is Bank of RBI. So friends, do you know what is the abbreviation of RBI? Can you guess? Yes, RBI is nothing but Reserve Bank of India. So friends, do you know when was the Reserve Bank of India was established? Yes, it was established in the year April 1st, 1935. So this is the evolution of Indian banking system. So friends, next move on to the functions of bank. So friends, once observe the picture which was displaying on the slide. Can you guess what the picture express about? Yes, this is the functions of bank. So friends, do you know how many functions of bank were there? Yes, there were only 2 functions. One is an primary function and another is an secondary function. So this primary function and secondary function also has their own 2 subdivisions. So the primary function has an accepting deposits and the advances and loans. So next, the secondary function has an agency function and utility function. So this agency function and utility function, accepting deposits and granting loans, have their own subdivisions also. Let us learn one by one. So let us go into the primary function. So in the primary function, the first subdivision is accepting deposits. So friends, do you know what is the accepting deposit? So accepting deposit is nothing but it is a type of a deposit which is used in the commercial banks. So it is an accepting deposits. So let us learn what are the accepting deposits. Friends, what is the first one? Yes, it is an saving deposit. So friends, do you know which persons will use these saving deposits? Yes, the professional men and the middle class peoples were using this saving deposit a lot, because in this saving deposit there is a small amount which we can store in the saving deposits. So these saving deposits, we can withdraw the money at any time we want. So these saving deposits, there is no interest payable in these saving deposits. So we are withdrawing the cash at any time, but there is certain limit in these saving deposits while transaction process is done. So the present SBI range for this saving deposit is 2.5% to 3.5% per annum. So next, let us move to the fixed deposits. So friends, do you know what is another name for the fixed deposit? Yes, fixed deposit is also known as time deposit. So this fixed deposit, we cannot withdraw the money at any time, because there is a maturity period. Without ending of the maturity period, we cannot withdraw the money from these fixed deposits. So these fixed deposits in India were used only for 7 days or the 5 years. So the present SBI range for these fixed deposit is 3.9% to 4.9% per annum. So next, move on to the current deposit. Friends, do you know what is another name for the current deposit? Yes, current deposit is also known as demand deposit. So this current deposit, also we can withdraw the money at any time. It's equal to the saving deposit. In this, current deposit is used by the businessmen and industrial persons, because they have a huge of amount in their accounts. They want to withdraw the money at each second. So that's why the business persons and the industrial persons use these current deposits. There is no SBI range for this current deposit, because we are transacting the money within seconds. So that's why there is no SBI range for these current deposits. So friends, next let us move to the recurring deposit. Do you know what is the recurring deposit, friends? So this recurring deposit is equal to the fixed deposits. So in this recurring deposit, we cannot withdraw the money at any time, because it's equal to the fixed deposit. So in this recurring deposit, there is an interest payable, but in fixed deposit, there is no interest payable. So recurring deposit, the present SBI range for this recurring deposit is 6.4% to 2.4% per annum. So next friends, let us move to the second division. What is that? Granting advances. So these granting advances is also a primary function of a commercial bank. So let us learn what are the granting advances functions. So the first one is an overdraft. For example, for the overdraft, a person named as an Raju, he is moving from the Hyderabad to Secunderabad. So he want to withdraw the transaction process. So in his account he has a 25,000, but he want to transact the 30,000 because he want the extra 5,000 for his needs. So this process is known as an overdraft process. So friends, next let us learn what is the cash credit. Friends, do you know what is the cash credit? So cash credit is nothing but the bank gives us a loans while taking a certain securities from the customers. The overall the loan is not given at a time because the loans were also subdivided. So that's why they were not giving the cash credit and the loans at a time. So friends, next move on to the loans. So do you know friends, there are lot of types of loans were there, like car loans, bus loans, home loans, retail loans, education loans, etc. There were many types of loans which were taking from the bank. We take the loans from the bank because of there is a financial problem which we were facing. So the bank provides as a financial transaction process which we were feeling a poorer situation. So friends, next move on to the discounting of bill. Do you know friends what is the discounting of bill? Discounting of bill is nothing but we were giving a checks to the banks. So we were withdrawing the cash while giving the checks from them, and this discounting bill is representing the checks. So that's why that process is known as discounting of bills. So we learnt about the primary functions. Let's move to the secondary functions. So the secondary function, first subdivision is agency function. So friends, do you know what is the agency function? So this agency function is nothing but it is also a secondary function of a commercial bank. So where the transaction process is occurring in the banks. So the agency functions were, first one is an transfer of fund. Do you know friends what is the transfer of fund? Transfer of fund is nothing but the payment transaction. The payment transaction from one originator to another originator where the transaction process is going on. It means one account holder to the another account holder. The transaction process which is going on is known as an fund transfer. So next one is an periodic collection. Periodic collection is nothing but friends. So the banks gives us an money through the loan purpose, through the form of loans. So they collect the cash from us, so that in a period form, so that is known as an periodic collection. So friends, next move on to the collection of checks. Do you know friends what is the collection of checks? Collection of checks is nothing but we are withdrawing the cash from the bank while giving the check only the bank holder gives us a cash. So without giving the whole check, the bank holder gives us a cash. No, while giving the check only he gives us a cash. So that is an collection of check. Next move on to the payments collection. So do you know friends what is the payment collections? Payment collection is nothing but, so in these payment collections the bank gives us a loans and even the bonus also in the occasion times. So they collect all these process through the taxes process itself. So this is on the collection of payments, and there were also another functions for these agency functions also. So friends, next move on to the utility function. So friends, do you know what is the utility function? So utility function is also the secondary function of the bank. So friends, in secondary function, the first one is a locker facility. So friends, do you know what is the locker facility? Locker facility is nothing but the banks provides as a locker facility to keep our valuable things in that lockers itself. The bank gives a security to our valuable things. So for nowadays, we were keeping our valuable things in the home itself. The thieves were taken going over all the valuable things and we were getting a loss. So like that, we should not be a loss. So that's why the bank is also providing a locker facility to us to keep our valuable things like gold, silver, documents, etc. We were keeping all these valuable things in the locker facility which is provided by the bank to us. So next one is an gift checks. So friends, do you know what are the gift checks? Gift checks is nothing but in the occasion process, the banks gives us a bonus, and even our managers also gives us a bonus. So that bonus process is known as an gift checks. So friends, next one is an underwriting shares. Do you know friends what are the underwriting shares? Underwriting shares is nothing but the banks gives us a guarantee to make our shares from one account holder to the another account holder. So this is the underwriting shares, and there were other functions for also these. Next one is on social welfare programs. Friends, do you know what are the social welfare programs? Social welfare programs are nothing but the government is implementing the different types of programs, and they were giving a cash on those programs also. So the cash which the social welfares were giving to us, we should utilize all those in the program. So this is on social welfare programs. So there were another functions also for this utility functions. So friends, till now we learnt about the offline process, only the offline process which is going on those days, and also even the nowadays also. So friends, next let us move to the online process. Friends, do you know what are the online process? So online process like digital payments and like mobile wallets. So these were the online process which were going nowadays. So the technology is developing a lot, so that's why the online process is also implementing a lot. We were going forward and the technology is going again forward to us. So the technology is most important in our life. Without technology, the online process system will be not implementing. So for example, for the online process, before going to other topic, so a person named as Ramu, he is traveling from Asifabad to Hyderabad for his personal work, which is an urgent work. He is traveling in the bus itself. So he has forgotten his mobile wallets, digital payments, and also the cash in his home. So he is carrying the phone also. He is carrying only the one of the phone with him. But while traveling in the bus, he had not taken the cash and also digital payments. So that you all know the conductor is in the bus and he gives the ticket to us, and we will give him a cash. So all of the sudden a conductor came near the Ramu and he is asking the cash from his and giving the check to him. But the Ramu is forgotten the cash and as well as an digital payments. Then he got a thought. So do you know friends what is that thought? Can you guess what is that thought? Yes, that is an mobile wallet. He is carrying the mobile with him. So in that mobile there were lot of mobile wallets like Phone Pay, Google Pay, Yono SBI. So these were all the mobile wallets. So through Phone Pay he has transacted his money to the conductor. So this is the example for the digital payments. So friends, now let us learn what are the digital payments. So do you know friends what are the digital payments? Once observe on the slide. So those are where the digital payments. So friends, one is on debit card, credit card, UPI, digital payment apps, mobile banking and internet banking. So these were all the digital payments which we were using nowadays and as well as in those days. Through the debit card and the credit card, we can withdraw the money from the ATM or from any bank accounts also. So this is the digital payments. So friends, next move on to the types of payments. So before going to the types of payments, one of the noticing point that the government of India is doing. So the government of India is started one of the digital campaign program in the India. So the aim of this digital campaign program is that to improve the digital empowerment. So the government of India has encouraging the digital payment system overall the country wide. So the aim of this digital campaign is to improve the digital empowerment. So the Prime Minister Narendra Modi Sir Garu has started this Digital India campaign on July 1st, 2015. On July 1st, 2015, the Digital India campaign was started. So in this Digital India campaign, the economic process should be faceless, cashless and paperless. So while using these three economic process, there is a faceless, cashless and paperless processes going on this digital payment system. So the digital payment system is developing a lot nowadays, and the campaign is also running overall the countrywide. So friends, next move on to the types of payments. So friends, once observe the slide. Are you observing the slide? What the slide explains about? Yes, the slide explains about the types of payments. So do you know friends, what are the types of payments? Can you guess what are the types of payments? Yes, let me explain what are the types of payments. So friends, types of payments: checks, NEFT, IMPS, RTGS and payment wallets. So these all were the types of payments. Let me explain in a brief note about these types of payments. So first one is an check. Friend, do you know from where we get the check? Yes, we get the checks from bank. So friends, for what purpose we use the checks? Yes, we use the checks for transacting the money from bank account holder to our account holder. So this is the use of the check. So friends, do you know what is meant by check? Check is nothing but it is a type of a document which is provided by the bank for the transaction purpose. It is an easy and safe and secure process which we were using nowadays. So next move on to the NEFT. Friends, do you know what is the meaning of NEFT? NEFT is nothing but National Electronic Fund Transfer. So this National Electronic Fund Transfer was introduced in the year November 2004. November 2004 the NEFT is introduced. So this NEFT is an online process. So this NEFT is an online process. So the NEFT is an electronic device where the internet process is going on. So the working hour of the NEFT is 6 AM to 5 AM. So this is the NEFT. Next move on to the RTGS. Friends, do you know what is meant by RTGS? RTGS is nothing but real time gross settlement. So this real time gross settlement, the working hour of this real time gross settlement is 8 AM to 6 PM itself. So it is an online process and also as offline process. So this RTGS real time gross settlement was introduced in the year 26th March 2005. So 26th March 2005. The RBI is giving an regulation for this RTGS. So friends, this RTGS is the transaction will be not delayed in this RTGS. The transaction is not delayed and the transaction will be at real time itself. Next friends, let us move to the IMPS. Friends, do you know what is meant by IMPS? IMPS is nothing but immediate payment service. So this immediate payment service is not, the transaction process is not delayed. It is equals to the RTGS itself. So the transaction process is not delayed and the transaction process will be at immediate time only. So this immediate time payment service transaction process working hour is started from 24 hours by 7 in 365 days in the year, and even in the Sundays and even in the holidays also this IMPS immediate payment service will be going on. So it is also an electronic device which is going on nowadays. The technology is developing, so that's why this IMPS is also developing. So friends, this IMPS was introduced in the year 22nd November 2010. So the RBI is also regulating to this IMPS process. So friends, next move on to the payment wallets. So friends, I think you all know the payment wallets. So payment wallets is nothing but it is equal to the e-wallets. E-wallets is nothing but electronic wallets. So these electronic wallets like Paytm, Google Pay, Yono SBI, so these were the payment wallets which we were using nowadays. So the government of India is developing these payment wallets a lot. The technology is developing, so that's why the payment wallet is also implemented in our India also. So the payment wallets, it is a software program which is introduced by the Indian government in our India. So the payment wallets like mobile wallets is also equals to the payment wallets. So these payment wallets was introduced in the year July 2004 itself. So the payment wallets is developing a lot. So till now we learnt about the online process which is going on nowadays. So the technology is developing, so that's why the online process is moving, and the technology is pushing forward to these payment wallets also. So friends, now let us learn what are the advantages of banking services. So friends, do you know what are the advantages of banking services? So first one is an increasing the market shares. Increasing the market share is nothing but in the markets we were buying and selling the goods and services. So the share should be developing in the market. So it is an increasing the market share. Next one is a safety of public wealth. Safety of public wealth is nothing but we were keeping our valuable things in the bank. So the bank supports and gives and security to our valuable things, and the wealth is also developing while keeping all these valuable things. Next one is an availability of cheap loans. Availability of cheap loans is nothing but so the bank gives us a loans in a cheaper process. Next one, development in rural areas. Development in rural areas is nothing but the rural areas were backward and there is no development process is going in this. So the bank provides a loans and they were giving a lot of cash to the rural areas and developing them a lot. Next one is an easy to conduct the financial transaction. So why the easy to conduct the financial transaction? Because the banks use a lot of security to this. So that's why it's going on. Next, move on to the disadvantages. So disadvantages are chance of going bankrupt, high startup cost, bank fee usually the highest, banks also charge frequent fee, and risk of fraudsters and robots. So these were the disadvantages of bank. So friends, next let us conclude about my topic. So I told about what is the meaning of banking service, and what is the evolution of Indian banking service, and what is the evolution of world banking service, when was the first bank was started in 1157 in the world, and we learnt about the functions of bank also, and what are the payments and what are the payment systems and what are the types of payments were going on, and what are the which types of programs were implemented by the government of India in Digital India campaign year. So these are we learned about in the banking service. So I am very thankful to our Telangana government and Honorable Secretary Sir Ronald Raj Sir Garu, and my Principal Madam Ramya-Lakshmi Madam Garu, and our RCO Sir V. Gangadhar Sir Garu, and my mentor teacher P. Premala Madam Garu, and PPT prepared teacher Manasa Madam Garu, and very thankful to our staff teacher and lecturers who have supported me to be a live lecturer presentation, and I am very thankful to my friends. It's time to off my session. Thank you.